Here we go. Live. Politics After Dark. I am your host, Rachel Mills, and this is my lovely co-host, Avens O'Brien.
Ooh, I'm a co-host.
Lovely. One and only. Yeah, you're my co-host because Sarah is MIA. She'll be along shortly, I'm sure. But, yeah, Sarah Remini is a regular on the show, and she's here in Raleigh, and she's a good friend. What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade because it was in the fridge and I wanted it. I could have picked so many better things to drink, and no, and I wanted a Mike's Hard Lemonade because apparently I'm a freshman in college. And this is really what I drink with my friends. Yeah. I get wasted.
You could have picked red wine out of a Rand Paul
Very nice.
wine glass, official.
I have like whiskey, so I basically have whiskey or I have this, and I didn't want whiskey because it's warm and it's warm outside, and I wasn't in the mood for that. So I was like, what's ice cold right now? Mike's Hard Lemonade.
And I'm still trying to work with my lighting here. I don't know why I'm so washed out.
I
See, that doesn't help. I don't know what to do. I'm fading. It's 10 o'clock. I don't feel that tired, but obviously I'm fading.
I wish I had a suggestion for you. I really do.
Yeah, I want to go into Photoshop and like do, contrast,
Yeah.
darken, I don't know.
It's really strange. It's like, I don't know. I think you need to clean your webcam. What did you get on your webcam before? What did you get on your
finger?
Oh, that makes it better.
Look at that.
Take a Post-it note and stick it like behind, and then.
I'm totally gonna do that.
Technical difficulties with Rachel and Avens. Is it Politics After Dark or Liberty After Dark or?
Huh?
I was expecting it to be called Liberty After Dark, but what do I know?
Yeah. I have two different things. I have Liberty After Dark and I have Politics After Dark. And the live web. See, there's Sarah.
Hey, sorry, wait. I had technical issues.
I'm having my own technical issues.
You've had plenty of those this evening.
Technically, it was that I couldn't find my headphones. Does that still count?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody's had technical issues, and that's just a testament to how professional the show really is. Let's see if
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That worked. That worked really good, actually. There's some glare coming to my webcam, and it's like making me look really washed out. So I just taped a piece of paper.
Rand has those on his website, those little webcam covers.
That actually works pretty well. Okay, so yeah, speaking of Rand, I am drinking red wine out of an official, bought from Rand's website, wine glass. Aren't you jealous?
A little bit, except for that I'm drinking Redvolution, and I also have a Revolution tattoo. So I think that I'm pretty good with it.
I have two of these, Sarah, and you're just down the street.
You just need an S on the other side of that glass, and it's all me.
I'm hanging out with classy ladies, I see.
Always.
Only Rachel. This actually comes from a box, even though it sounds cool.
Oh.
Wait. Sarah hasn't seen what I'm drinking. Sarah, I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade because it was the only thing cold in my fridge.
Love it.
I'm a classy lady.
Sarah, do you like my my library?
Yeah, I see that you're in the library. I'm glad you guys finally got the renovation finished, and it's just as beautiful as I had imagined it.
Sarah knows all about this. This is a backdrop.
It's really cool.
I think it looks great. But Avens' library is actually real, and it's very cool.
It's true.
Where did you go?
True.
Where did you go, Avens?
I can't see anything moving.
There you are. You were in the dark. Look at those bookcases. Aren't those kick-ass?
Yeah.
It's like all diagonal and stuff.
Yep, they get crazy up in here with the diagonal bookcases and then the regular ones.
All right, so I have discovered, quite accidentally, that the less I plan these shows, the better they go. So that's the philosophy going on here.
I didn't plan anything, so I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, good. I have some potential articles to discuss. I have an article on food stamps and how many Americans are on food stamps, which is, I think the math works out to like 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 Americans. It's like really amazing and depressing and a testament to like how bad the economy, our recovery really is. I have another article about it's that quiz that's going around called I Stand With, and you take a questionnaire and it's pretty detailed and I think it's pretty fair and it matches you up with a presidential candidate. That's been going around, so I've got that to talk about. And then I've got Avens here, who I just spent a weekend in Vegas with, so we could talk about Freedom Fest and all the political goings on there.
Oh, political, is that what we're...
Oh yeah, it was very political and anthropological.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It was very politically correct too.
Yes, but perhaps most significantly, I wanted to do a round of Mad Libs with the Jeffrey Tucker article, and I've worked that up. And if we've got anybody in the chat room, I'm going to need some help with Mad Libs. Do we have anybody? Oh, yes, we do have life. There is life in the chat room. So, yeah, oh my God, you nerds. Yeah, I know.
I can't see this chat room.
Okay. What you need to do, Avens, to see the chat room, and I think it's important that you do, is you go to, I'm going to put, let's see, we have a chat here.
Oh, Q&A, Hangout Toolbox, Control Room. I see like...
Do you see our chat room here in the behind the scenes?
Yes.
I just posted a link to the Liberty.me page. And if you go there, then you can see our chat room. You can see people that are watching us and making snide remarks.
Oh, so I have to log into this thing.
We see you. We're reading it.
Oh, there we go. I see it. I'm logging in now. I forgot my password because I never log into Liberty.me.
I'm
sorry,
Jeffrey. Link? Is it the same link as is it the Google Hangouts one?
No, it's going to be on Liberty.me.
Oh.
And that's where our chat people are, the people that are watching us live.
Ah, I can apparently see this chat even if I'm not logged in. Oh, this is really... We see that we're... Okay, this is... Sorry. I'm so overwhelmed by the technology. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. They're asking, Daniel, they're asking, where is Rachel and her ragtag band of drunk scallywags? So I think they don't see us. Do you see us in the chat?
I can...
I'm thinking...
hold on. It's connecting. I feel like my internet is being stupid slow right now.
Okay.
Are we not on?
We're supposed to be. We're supposed to be. I'm going to need your help if I'm going to do...
I'm logging in right now. I'm logging in for my other thing.
Yeah, how do I do this so that I can like see us and the chat at the same time? Do I just log into...
Yeah, just pop it into a different window. That's what I do. And then I have the chat kind of off to one side, and then that's what I do. Yeah. So...
I see.
What do we got going on? Yes, all good, Rachel. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Joshua Kiefer, for keeping up.
I wish there was a way to make this Liberty chat like just a little pop-up window instead of the freaking... Okay.
Whatever. I know. It's good. But, you know.
It's okay.
Okay. So, here's what we're going to do. Executive host decision. I'm going to ask for my list of sentence parts so that I can fill in the blanks here on my Jeffrey Tucker Mad Libs. And then while I'm getting that ready, you guys are just going to talk about interesting stuff. You guys haven't met, have you? Sarah and Robin?
We
I think
may
they're
have
Facebook
met at
friends.
LPAC a couple years ago, or Students for Liberty International Conference in DC a couple years ago. I feel like we met in person at one point.
I can't see or hear anything.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, she's out again.
She froze.
The internet hates me. The internet hates me.
She's frozen. Let it go, let it go.
All right, can somebody show me how to do this chat room thingy? So I'm on liberty.me and I see our video, and then what do you go to?
Well, there should be a window right next to us with liberty.me chat. You're not seeing that? It's important.
Oh, I'm going to end up logging out of this and coming back in because it's being stupid.
I see it.
Okay.
Oh, this is great. Okay.
All right. So here we go. Chat room. Chat room. I need a noun. Give me a noun.
I'm not good. I don't think I really ever played Mad Libs as a kid.
I loved this game. I would like cry. I would laugh so hard. I need a noun. This we're gonna do a Jeffrey Tucker article, Mad Lib style. So what I've done is I've blanked out select words. Yeah, maybe I need to explain this. People don't know what Mad Libs is. Oh my gosh. So I just take out certain words, like I'll take out a noun here and there, and an adverb here and there, and an adjective, and then I ask you for like a random noun, adverb, adjective, and then I plug them in random spots, and then we read the article, and it makes no sense, and it's hilarious. And we're drunk, so therefore it is. Okay.
I'm back.
Okay.
Hey, I just saw someone say that I had a library of CDs. These are not CDs. Like,
I'm going with asparagus.
all of my music is in digital form.
Sorry,
I was offended. I had to.
I need an adjective ending with ing. Like, does that make sense?
Dancing?
Yes, dancing.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said an adjective.
Yeah. Dancing will work. And then a noun.
So you were, never mind.
Like a
noun.
Okay.
Flag.
That's a good one. Okay. Okay, I need a verb.
Is it on me to do it?
Chat room. Watching.
Anybody, give me a verb.
Oh, I think we might have one coming in.
Someone's asking about my books. I'm like,
oh, great. There's a 30-second delay. That's fabulous. Okay, you ladies might have to help me then so that we can keep this moving. Okay, give me a verb.
Suck.
Yes. This is going to be dirty. I need another like verb ending in ing. Trekking.
I was waiting for it. I was like, wait, I think it's a theme over here.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I need another, like, what is that? I put a lot of thought into this.
Doesn't it, like, tell you, like, oh, you're not doing an actual thing? But doesn't it, like, follow a pattern? I don't know. I don't play this game.
It doesn't have to follow a pattern. You just take random words out of a paragraph or a little thing, and then you grab some random words to go in there.
Oh,
I
wait.
did not play enough games as a kid.
Someone didn't go to summer camp.
I did not. I never did. I played Monopoly for the first time ever at the age of 30 or 31. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Adjective. Is this
Tired?
Yeah. Tired.
I'm just going to start describing myself.
Okay. I need a place.
Boston? Or is this supposed to be more like the kitchen?
No.
None of us should be in the kitchen because we're feminists. No.
Okay, I need... Okay, we're not going to do this for very long because I can see how riveting...
You have all those books back there. Can't you, like, look up some nouns and verbs in there? Or...
Well, it's more fun if it's interactive because then you recognize the suggestion that you put in there and how stupid it sounds.
I'm gonna grab Stranger in a Strange Land and we're just gonna see what comes out of it.
Yeah, I think we like just pick a page number and Evans like turns to it and she picks like the first whatever adjective. Now.
Okay, so give me an activity. An activity.
That would be a dancing one, but that's not what it is.
Oh wait, we're past that.
Okay. Very subtle, Sarah.
I was thinking about summer camp. I'm sorry.
An activity. An activity. Sorry, I just realized I was opening Stranger in a Strange Land and there's so much grok in it. It makes me happy. So I'm sorry, an activity?
Mm-hmm.
Talking or like...
Okay, fucking.
I said talking. I wasn't being dirty.
Talking.
I wasn't being dirty yet. That's for, there has to be more alcohol and then you'll get...
You gotta give her credit. I mean, she's a stay-at-home mom, so her mind might be a little bit of the gutter at times.
Okay, so I'm going to read what we have so far just to give you an idea of what we just did. So
Wait. You don't want to give away what the theme of the actual, or you're just saying I'm just saying I want to move things along because this could, in theory, take the entire show, and it's not all that exciting until I explain to people, because some people actually don't know what Mad Libs are, but it's hilarious. Okay, so this is from Jeffrey Tucker's article, "The Truth About Shaving Cream." So this is an improvement, a re-edit of that article. So what we got is the truth about dancing flags. The number of asparagus who have sucked me for saving them from dancing flags is tired. I was reminded of this last week at a large Boston gathering for talking in Las Vegas. So, that's how it works. It wasn't really funny, was it? Okay, let's move along. Okay.
I kind of lost her again. Are you there?
What?
Oh, she's here. Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, that didn't really work. That just didn't go over. Okay. That's okay. Because we take risks here on Politics After Dark, and sometimes they don't pan out. So we're going to move right along. We are going to talk about... did either one of you read about food stamp enrollment? Is that interesting?
I read the article, yeah.
Yeah?
I skimmed the article.
See, the thing that interests me about that is during the Great Depression, one of the most iconic things that came out of the Great Depression was all this photography depicting the lines for the soup kitchens and the bread lines, all these destitute people, lined up outside of buildings. Well, we don't have that anymore. We don't have that image, but what we do have is a significant number of Americans, 46 million Americans on food stamps, getting food assistance. And that's what a bread line looks like in 2015. They just whip out their EBT card at the grocery store and pay normally, and it's sort of invisible. So there's this invisible bread line all around us that you don't even really see unless you pay attention to these statistics. So, as you're wandering around the grocery store shopping, you're in a bread line. And they continually try to tell us that we're in a recovery, and yet this is pretty startling. There was a statistic that equates to, I think, like what was it? I want to say 15,000 people for every Walmart supercenter in the country. I mean, that's a heck of a bread line if you think about it. So, any thoughts? I mean, I don't blame the people. I think it's just it's a symptom of our economy not actually recovering.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm checking. I'm just fact checking real quick because I did read that article and I did read maybe another one, but I'm just looking at the actual numbers. Wow. Okay. So
Josh McKeefer says it's extra income. He lived among people on EBT cards just to boost to their normal lives. Do you think maybe it's too easy to get on them? Is that part of it, or is it that there's more need than is really visible?
Well, I know that I have no idea what the process is to get on like the food assistance and things like that. I feel like for some of them it's like different states have different regulations for, I don't know, for some of the statewide programs. I don't know about the national ones, but I do know that like EBT cards have a very limit of what can actually be spent on. Because I had a roommate who was on it for a while, and and at one point like. We were just like talking, and I think she went to buy groceries, and I said something about like, hey, can I just give you some cash and you can like and you can pick something up for me? And I knew she was going to use her EBT card. I didn't really care, but I didn't even say it in like a trying to get around the system. I was like, let me give you some cash and you can pick some stuff up for me. And she was like, I can't do that because if they ever found out that I received cash for like the money that was supposed to be used for food, like that's illegal. And I was like, oh, I didn't think about that. Well, can you pick me up some bread anyway? So I know that there's all these different regulations in terms of how they can use those cards and what it can be used on. But
well, that's like a good scenario, but you have to think of the other people that are thinking about it possibly from the illegal standpoint, like how can I get cash and use the EBT card to get what I need? I mean, I'm sure there's the
amount of money.
Like, drug dealers and stuff like that, like low-level drug dealers, can make trades for things like that.
Right.
They can use those
because their income is
off to their families. Mm-hmm.
But the average amount is what, $256 a month?
Yeah.
I couldn't live on it, but I live in Los Angeles and I eat a ton of organic food, so I'm like
$259 per household.
Yeah.
Household. So you're factoring in families with children.
I'm just sorry. Our numbers are, or maybe what we're thinking is the same thing, but it's what this article did was it's saying that we funded $41 billion worth of food stamps in 2015, and then they broke it down to say that equates to about $5.8 billion per month, or around $127 per person and $259 per household. They're taking that lump sum amount and really averaging it out. I don't think that that's probably a good thermometer as far as what's actually being spent per actual household. I don't know though.
Yeah.
Still, like $253 is far less than I spend on groceries in a month, but maybe I'm privileged like that.
It's probably more than I spend a month, but then you have to think about where you're living and what your lifestyle is like. I mean, you live on the West Coast and everything is more expensive there.
Except
for I'm in North Carolina and I can go to, the farmer's market and it's just sort of me and, spend this little amount of money. But then you've got like families of 4 and how do they do it? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, for my family of 4, that is 2 trips to the grocery store. That is like 2 weekly trips. So that would be like half of our monthly bill, roughly.
Yeah.
I should apply. I should see how easy it is to get food stamps. No, I wouldn't do that. But yeah, still, I mean, my point is, it's not really a priority for me to cut spending by, potentially harming people that really do need the assistance. I'd much rather cut foreign, bad foreign policy first, because
And corporate welfare.
yeah. Corporate welfare is much more expensive.
So
than this
I
stuff.
found a quote by Rand Paul, and I couldn't like find the source of it, so I didn't share it on Facebook, and I really wanted to because I thought my liberal friends would like it.
Yeah.
But he said I won't cut 1 cent of like social welfare or the social safety net until I've cut every cent of corporate welfare. And like it was a great quote, and I don't know, I'm fucking up the wording of it, but it was something about how like he wouldn't touch the social safety net until he dealt with corporate welfare first, and then we could have that conversation. And I was like, that's such an excellent quote, especially to say to liberals who are worried, because like everyone, I guess everyone apparently knows somebody on food stamps, but at the same time, lots of people know people struggling, especially in this economy, and so people know people struggling, and they go, crap, like I don't want my friend to be screwed over because the Republicans want to cut this, and it's tough. I'm a libertarian. I'm like, government shouldn't pay for these things, but at the same time, it's like I totally get where they're coming from, and especially when you start to think about someone who doesn't have the means, and you're like, okay, I'm trying to find like a nice, like Rand said it really well if he really said that, but I found the quote and it was a meme, and I was like, that's awesome, and I didn't quote it. I didn't post it because I needed to source it.
It sounds like, I mean, we should track it down.
I mean, yeah, that should absolutely be the line. Is there are other priorities. There's defense spending. There's globe straddling, warfare, police state spending, and then there's corporate welfare, which is, so many times more than what we spend on things like food stamps. I'm just upset about this food stamps number as a symptom of the economy not doing as well as they try to make it seem.
Yeah.
Because they want us all to calm down and keep our money parked and not panic, and everything's fine, nothing to see here. The economy is in recovery. The Fed's doing a great job. No. No.
I think the other part of it is that how comfortable are we making it for people to just stay on some sort of assistance? I mean, is there anything else for them, or is this just sort of, this is working for me, and well, I'm making a little bit more money at my job now, but that's on my side job, and I don't really have to report that, and hey, I still don't have my head above water, so I still need this program. And then we've got all these people that are getting thrown off the unemployment rolls because they're no longer being counted, because they're no longer looking for a job, and then they end up in that program as well. I don't feel like it's cyclical as far as like we're getting people off the system. I think we're just building it.
Yeah, that's the thing is, once you get on these things, you get off. How do you get off? How do they push you off? Because it's hard to say no to free money, even if it's, half your grocery bill a month. Anyway.
There's a great Learn Liberty video, I think, that I had seen briefly about the way that the system decentivizes people to get off of these programs, and it was talking about the fact that if you earn just a tiny bit more, so if you get a raise job, suddenly you can't get this assistance, but then because you don't get this assistance, you actually go down in income, and so how it messes with people, and it demotivates them to not just like, it's not that they don't want to help themselves, it's not that they don't want to like be more successful, but literally the system goes, hey, you're more successful like by $100 or whatever a month, and so we're going to cut your food stamps, and suddenly these people are like, I can't do it now, like this little change then changed so much more.
So it's almost incentivizing people to cheat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing the exact opposite of the intended effect.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even turn honest people into liars at that point when it comes to taking care of their family.
Mm-hmm.
That's depressing.
It is.
Do we have a happy topic for following up?
What?
Is there a way to pause the video for a second, or no?
Oh. What do you need? To pick your nose or something?
Yes, I'm over here just picking my nose. Can you see me?
Nope, can't see a thing. You're good. Okay, yeah. So to follow up on that, Avens, you mentioned Rand a couple of times. So did you get a chance to take this quiz, the I Side With quiz? And I'm going to post this over at Liberty Me in the chat room.
I did take the quiz. I'm looking right now. I actually took the quiz while I was at Freedom Fest, and it was funny because my friend, he was like, actually my roommate, he's like, where did you stand on this? And I was like, oh, I'll look. And then because I was working Peter Schiff's booth the entire time, so literally like and the thing is I do these quizzes and I need to do every single question. I won't skip through because I'm like, no, I really need to know. I don't skim over something that might be important. And so because I'm a little OCD like that, so I was doing the quiz, and people kept walking up to Peter's booth and being like, Peter, and I'd be like, he'll be back in 5 minutes. So you want to talk about investing with Euro Pacific? And so it took me an hour and a half to do the quiz. And my friend's like messaging me, and he's like, so you were going to do that quiz. So now I'm looking because we totally have a chat window, and I sent him a screenshot of it. I know Rand Paul was at the top, but I think that the following people surprised me. So
people surprised me as well.
Yeah, did you get like Rand and then Bernie?
I know, right? I got Rand Paul, 89%. I got Ben Carson, 73%. And then Bernie Sanders, 72%.
He didn't up in mine. That is so weird. That is so weird.
Yeah, and then Marco Rubio, 65%. Ted Cruz, 63%. So, what did you get, Rollins?
So I got Rand Paul at 84%. Because domestic policy, economic, environmental, healthcare, and education issues, social issues we tend to disagree on. But then Bernie Sanders, I got 65% on social, immigration, healthcare, and education, which is really weird because education issues, like I'm all about privatization, and I'm not sure how I agree with Bernie on these things, but probably because I'm adamant about religion not being taught in public schools. And then Cruz, 60%, Ben Carson, 62%, Scott Walker, 60%, Carly Fiorina, 44%, and apparently Hillary Clinton, 43%, but I'm pretty sure the only thing I agreed with her is on immigration and women's issues.
Yeah, I agree more with Hillary Clinton, apparently, than I do Jeb Bush or Donald Trump.
They didn't even show up in my list. Or Marco Rubio.
Carly Fiorina did not show up in my, top however many. So interesting.
To be sure. I do have a couple of issues with the quiz. I think it's great. Like I really liked it, and I sent it out to a bunch of people. So 3 of the 4 that I sent it to, like family members, people that are really close to me, I sent out a follow-up right after I sent the link. I said, make sure you click on other opinion on every single question just to see what the other options are. Now, not having known that, not everybody would do that. I did it just sort of automatically because I was like, well, let me see what this says, because I can't say 100% yes or 100% no on a lot of them. And then the other issue I had with it was once you got maybe you're in foreign policy, you get 5 questions down, and there's just a little thing that says, click here for 6 more questions. So I had 2 people that I sent it to who did not answer fully all the questions, because you can do that comparison with you and your friend if you have the link. And I would do that, and it would say, oh, such and such hasn't answered this question, this question, this question. I'm like, well, you didn't answer the questions. And they're like, well, we didn't see them. And even my dad, so I sent him the link and sent him that thing to say, click on all of the, I have another opinion. So he sends me an email, and maybe he didn't read my second email, but he sends me an email a few minutes, an hour after I'd sent the original link. And he says, well, thanks a lot. You really ruined my day. Apparently, with Marco Rubio, WTH. And I'm like, so I text him right back, and I'm like, Dad.
You got Marco Rubio first?
There's no way. It's just I knew it wasn't possible. So I said, Dad, did you click on the other opinion on every single question? He goes, well, no. And I'm like, well, go back and do the test. And my best friend, I sent him the link too. And he's a huge Rand Paul supporter, and he goes, I don't know what's going on. I got 79% Marco Rubio. And I'm like, did you click on other on every question? He goes, no. So they both go back and do it, and I get texts a few minutes later. They're 93 and 95% Rand Paul once they had done that.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of glitches with their system, and I'm just afraid that like the information that they're like mass gathering, because there's got to be an advantage to them to putting together the software and everything else.
Interesting.
So those glitches have to be fixed, because I almost think it's a little bit misleading to people who aren't fully like paying attention to like the entire test.
Well, it depends on who really is behind the quiz, and I don't know the answer to that, and how, what they're interested
Oh, there's always somebody behind something.
Yeah, there you go.
I was I don't know why I heard this or where I heard this, and so I'm double checking, but I heard that it was some like libertarian-minded person behind the quiz, which surprised me.
So.
Like, hold on, origin, because I mean, like, okay, world's smallest political quiz is definitely libertarians, but who is the? I'm actually Googling it right now on my phone.
I got 74% Rubio.
Yeah, we're all surprised with how high Rubio was.
I didn't get Rubio on my list.
79% for me with Rands, and I'm surprised that it's that low. 68% Cruz. 67% Jeb Bush. Really?
Oh, no.
Oh, Sanders is on my list. Where is he, though? He's like...
Yeah, where's Sanders?
I have 62% with him, but only on immigration issues.
Uh-huh.
56% with Trump on environmental, immigration, and education issues. The whole, like, immigration thing, and, like, me siding with Trump, like, just gives me, like, gross chills, like, ugh. I don't know what I could have possibly voted that I would agree with him on.
So, this could actually be a raucous debate. I don't know. But the chat room over at Liberty.me is going nuts a little bit over the Planned Parenthood thing and the stuff that has been making it around social media about selling baby parts. I did see the press release from Planned Parenthood. I will just say that, and that sort of softened my reaction a little bit, but Avin said she would talk about it. What are your thoughts? Avin has thoughts.
So I actually, I would highly recommend people check out an article by Elizabeth Nolan Brown on this subject, which is basically saying that, like at the end of the day, people can feel how they want to about abortion, but the donation of fetal tissue has a benefit. Like it can research and stem cells and vaccines and things like that. And so theoretically, like why, like if you're gonna feel shitty about abortion, could you at least feel like that there's something good coming out of it? But the second part is that I posted actually on Facebook today. Is I said, wait. So $30 to $100 is how much she said she'd get for, like, they were getting for things.
That's a sale.
Like,
it's not a donation.
So here's the thing though. No. Here's the thing though, is that I like Planned Parenthood's response was that there is a fee for things like storage and transport and shipping or whatever. And frankly, $30 to $100 for like for fetal tissue, like especially if it's illegal and the fact that it's human tissue, I would expect it to be far more money. And so from an economic perspective, I call bullshit on the idea that it's actually a sale. I think it's actually, those are recouping the cost for shipping these things and for icing them or whatever the hell you do with it, right? Like the transport,
It's not an incentive. They're not like trying to push abortion on women who wouldn't otherwise do it because
right.
harvest organs.
They're not a for-profit business. They're getting money from the government. So doing this on top of it, I mean, this pulls the government into this business.
But Planned Parenthood doesn't get any money from the government for abortion services whatsoever.
Well, they get grants in general. Those are general grants.
Yeah, and 3% of Planned Parenthood's services are abortion, and no federal funding goes towards those. There are definitely federal grants going to Planned Parenthood. I'm not going to dispute that, but
all funds are fungible. All funds are fungible.
They don't really need to. I mean, I donate money to Planned Parenthood every month towards abortion services specifically.
Yeah, so we've got an interesting combination.
I'm the controversial figure here because I literally donate to my local.
Not really, but the thing that gets me is that they're donating. She's, in the original video and the articles that came out, is they're talking about liver and heart and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not talking about first trimester here.
Right.
So I mean that sort of raises another issue as far as like what is a late-term abortion? What is a mid-term abortion? I mean, we're talking about actually donating organs that are not developed until, maybe later in the second trimester. I don't know. I mean, I would need to actually look that up to check and see when that's fully developed. But I think
pretty
that
much
raises another political question of, how late are they allowing?
So it's pretty much impossible to get an abortion in this country after 24 weeks unless it's actually it's life of the mother. Like if there's a life of the mother conflict there problem, then they can do abortions after that. But it is very, very difficult to find any provider. Not just the fact that most providers won't do it, but 24 weeks is the cutoff for most abortion providers, and as far as legality goes. So I've looked this stuff up because I've got people are going, oh, they're killing babies as they're coming out, and it's like they're not. It's not legal.
End of the second trimester then? Or are we talking 6 months?
24 weeks. So yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah. So I know 2 girls personally in the last few years, probably in the last 8 years, that have gone to New York City and had them in almost early 3rd trimester, where they just used needles and it was a 3-day process. So it can be done. I was disgusted by it, but that's their personal choice, and if it's legal, and it's legal. But I just thought that was really irresponsible and almost cruel at that point. At that point in time, I thought it was.
I mean, I think that it 9 in 10 abortions in this country happen in the first 12 weeks of pregnancy, and that's where they should be. Frankly, if we educate young people to, or we educate anyone, young people just happening to be a group that happens to have abortions. If we educate people to utilize birth control, and then also to know the signs of pregnancy immediately, so that they can, if they are going to choose an abortion, to have it as early as possible. If you're gonna use the morning after pill, or so basically in the first 9 weeks of pregnancy, you can actually do a medical abortion instead of a surgical abortion. And a medical abortion is literally you take a set of pills in a row and it causes your body to expel the fetus. So, and at that point you're literally, like, I hate to be as graphic, but like it's not at that point formed into something that's recognizable as a child of any kind.
Are you talking about RU83, or are you talking about self-diagnosing using regular birth control?
No, I'm talking about the medical abortion. You can go, if you go to Planned Parenthood and you're at 7 or 8 weeks along.
Then that's RU83.
Right.
Okay. So like in the beginning, you can take, like, Plan B. What about, making birth control over the counter? What else?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That Plan B is over the counter now and whatever. Well, it is, but it's not like you're walking down the aisle and you can just pick it up. So what about making it that, yes, it is in the aisle and you can just pick it up? If you're worried about people stealing it, then just put one of those, when you go into the dollar or whatever, even Venus razors have a little stamp that you've got to take them up to the counter and, like, actually get the real razor box. Then make it like that, but don't, make it so you have to go to the pharmacy, you've got to sign a paper, you've got to do all this. I mean, it's, like, further sort of, like, complicating the problem where you're giving women this anxiety, like, I shouldn't, I can't deal with this. I can't go to the neighborhood Walgreens and see my neighbors and my friends and do this, overnight pill thing. I'm probably fine. I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times it manifests into, you did get pregnant. It could take up to 6 days for, implantation to take place after, afterwards. So.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how, like, what made your friend wait until the 3rd trimester to get an abortion? I mean, I carried 2 babies to term. It's not a picnic, It's like after about 14 weeks, it starts to get,
Yeah, complete apathy, I think, and just complete denial.
It's so crazy to me
that's normal. I mean, statistics show that that's not normal.
Yeah, it's not normal statistically.
It's not. Maybe for somebody like in a small town like mine or something. I don't know.
Or maybe for someone that has, like, an extraordinary amount of hope for a relationship.
Yeah, that could be something. It's like someone, is going, okay, cool, I'm gonna have this baby, and oh, my boyfriend's gonna stick around or something, and then if he doesn't, and it's like later, it's like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? And that becomes like, oh, maybe that's an option. So there's a number of factors, and I have the reason, one of the biggest reasons I'm pro-choice is because I have no idea what someone else is going through. I have no idea what their medical concerns are, what their home concerns are. If they're with a partner who's abusive and they need to get out of that situation, I have no idea. And I'm not going to know every single person. And so I'm like, so what can I do to facilitate people being able to make as much of a choice about their own lives with the knowledge that they have about their lives that I don't have? And that's my perspective on liberty in general is I don't know what your shit is, so I'm going to let you do it as long as I can.
What the best decision is to make. I agree with you on that. I mean, I'm actually, I don't like saying pro-choice, but I'm just, Roe v. Wade is not going to be overturned, y'all. I mean, that's just one of my opinions. And I just, I say a lot of times, like, what would the United States look like right now if there were no aborted babies? How would we be doing as a society? Like, how would everything be? But I'm also for, like, sort of limiting it, like the late second and third, if there's not a danger to the mother. I mean, what?
But I mean, what's the point? Statistically, there's so few that, I mean, my whole thing is, I suspect that the reason for most women waiting that long is like a medical reason. Like maybe on the major anatomical scan, ultrasound revealed, that's when you find out if your baby has Down syndrome or other severe birth defects. And sometimes it doesn't reveal very much. It doesn't reveal the whole severity. And then maybe you go a little bit further along in the pregnancy and you realize that it's profound, but your body's not going to miscarry the baby on its own. But you realize that the baby's not going to, live many hours past giving birth, and you're going to go through all of that for what?
Yeah. What I want to know is, in the calculations, when they're doing these numbers, are they counting those as abortions, or are they calling them?
I think they are.
Raping?
Yeah. I think they are.
They keep pretty good stats on abortions, so they count those as abortions. I mean, technically, a miscarriage is, by medical terminology, called a spontaneous abortion because it's your body aborted it. Yeah. But no, statistically, they keep really good numbers on this stuff, and there's a couple organizations that study this. They look into why women have abortions, how far along they are, and most abortions that happen in the third trimester are happening for medical reasons. And the ones that aren't, I mean, we can all pass judgment on those people, but at the end of the day, like, how do you draw the line legally? Like, so we could say, you know what, after fetal viability, the woman should be allowed to abort. Now, my position on this stuff is I'm an evictionist, like the Walter Block style evictionist, which is that I think a woman should be able to remove an unwanted being from her body at any time, and if it can't live outside the womb, it's going to die, and that's okay. And if it can live outside the womb, or if it's viable and you can put it in an incubator or whatever you do, right? I think if the anti-abortion lobby spent half as much time supporting birth control use and research into things like incubators for fetus, like, I would love for, like, some woman to be like, oh man, I'm pregnant and I don't want to have this baby. I can't have this baby. Okay, we can remove this baby, this 12-week-old, 18-week-old, whatever fetus from my body. I can put it in an incubator, and then some couple who's infertile can be like, oh yay, we're growing our own baby now. Isn't this exciting? Like, there's so many benefits, so many things we could do and that we don't do. We don't spend the resources learning about and doing, and it's surprising that we don't have the capacity, the ability yet. I mean, we can grow test tube babies now, or we just need to get the part where they go from the test tube into the, I'm just imagining the Matrix. I'm imagining those people pods.
All right. Well,
Rachel, you offered us almost nothing on that. You've got to give up something.
Wow, the people in the chat are not enjoying my contribution.
I moderated. I supervised.
I see that. I was starting to like you, Rollins.
You don't supervise. It's called, Rachel's friend, so Rachel has to have an opinion.
No, I mean, I think the evictionist argument is very interesting. It's sort of like, if you are a landlord and you have a tenant who is not going to be able to make it outside of your house, but they're not paying rent and you don't want them anymore, they're not welcome, should you be able to evict them even though they're not going to be able to survive and you know for sure they're going to like die on the streets? Yes, you should.
And that's the thing.
Evans did that almost that exact same sort of scenario with a party guest who.
I did. Yes, you do follow me on Facebook.
Yeah, this was a few months ago. I mean, the arguments were so great. There were some people that were so clueless on what she was talking about. And if you're a Politico and if you're sort of in the movement, it was very easy to pick up on what she was talking about from the beginning. But it's like, this person won't leave, and now they're in my house. But now they need food.
I remember that.
And now I'm required to feed them. And now I'm saying it's time to go, but they have nowhere to go.
I made the
responsibility to take care of them. And, what do I do? And people are like, just call the police. And I'm like, you guys are not getting the argument. And then some people got really way deep into it that it went to like a nuclear level that I just couldn't.
Yeah, Evans was good at that kind of thing.
Well, it was awesome too because it was so funny to see how people's particular political biases changed their perspective because the two things that people assumed it was. People started to think it might be about abortion, and the other thing people thought and immigration. So you had suddenly these you had these people being like, oh, you can shoot those Mexicans whenever you want. And I was like, when you realize this is about a baby, you're not going to agree with that at all. But it was so funny. It was so funny because what I said is I listed it through and I said, I went to this party, I invited people over to my party, and there was a bouncer to make sure that people didn't get in that I didn't want to be there. And this one guy got through the bouncer, and and I tried to sue the bouncer, but that wasn't going to happen. The bouncer said it was my own problem, and then this guy's on my couch and he won't leave, and he's he's getting food and feeding all my.
Listening at home, the getting past the bouncer thing is the condom growth. Okay? Yeah. Just so you're all up to speed,
and so,
right?
I tried to hit every single point that I was trying to think of every single metaphor for condoms and attempts, whatever. And then and then someone said that they'd take him after a year. They said, oh, you can live at my house after a year. But God, that's a year. That's a year of my income and my effort, and things are just getting tough at home, and
that guy's gonna come back eventually. He's gonna forget you.
And then at the end, I was like, so when is it legal to shoot him? It's that's what I ended it with.
So funny. That is so funny because the people that would say, yeah, if it's an immigrant, go ahead and shoot him, are the exact same people that would say, if it's a baby, oh no, you must be burdened, And I think that are you a better person? Probably if you welcome that party guest into your house and feed them and blah 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 and put up with them. Yeah, you're
a sucker.
You're a better person, but legally, should you be required? The answer is no.
Yeah.
No.
And that whole the thing about if I owned a hotel and my guest couldn't pay their next day and it was freezing cold outside. Do you have a moral obligation? Morally, do you think that this is best to take care of this person? Yeah, sure. But should that morality be enforced by law? Should you have to give up your hotel room or your home or whatever it is? I think we should do as little to enforce legal requirements like this as possible. I totally think we can take as much.
And legal obligations. It's a difference.
They're totally. I actually wrote an article about that called "Winning Hearts and Minds," which is about the fact that we need to talk, especially because liberals have a lot of moral obligations. We have a moral obligation to the poor, or to the destitute, or to the old and elderly and infirm, or whatever. And it's we can say we have a moral obligation, and we should totally embrace that moral obligation with private charities and groups that can help people. I have no problem. I knew a couple that was Catholic in New Hampshire, and they opened their home to women. They gave their number to Planned Parenthood, and they didn't protest outside of Planned Parenthood. What they did is they said, if anyone's coming in and they're thinking about having an abortion, and they're on the fence, let them know they can come to us. We will take care of them for X amount of time, for the time of their pregnancy, and help pay for their bills and help them find a job or whatever they need. And they did that. They literally had people, young women, come to their house, get away from abusive boyfriends, carry their child,
their
like,
perspective, yeah.
yeah, and it was like that you people saved lives, and you didn't just save a life in that moment of like preventing an abortion, but you helped that mother get into like nursing school so that she could care for her child and created an actual situation that is good for that family. And then like, and there's no grandparents around, so then they became like, they were an elderly couple, and they became kind of grandma and grandpa to that situation. And that's so lovely. That is community. That's people coming together voluntarily and making real change.
That's
I
beautiful.
agree. No, I think that's great.
That's beautiful, but you can't legally enforce that. That's
Right.
just people being good people.
Mm-hmm.
You also, you know, and the other problem is you can't like legally enforce the people that are just out on the sidewalks and showing pictures, huge posters of aborted fetuses,
Yeah.
and children walking down public sidewalks. And that's one thing that really, really, really bothers me about the pro-life movement, is I think that's disgusting. I mean, they're so disgusted by abortion, then why do you have giant posters of it and you're holding them up on a Saturday morning in downtown Raleigh where there's, you know, children and everybody else bogging around? That's not. That shouldn't you're forcing the discussion on families with little children. And I have a problem with that. I'm not saying that anybody should enforce it. I'm just saying I have a moral issue with that. They have a moral issue with abortion. I have a moral issue with you pushing your abortion pictures on people that have nothing to do with it.
And there's a little ice cream truck that runs around Washington, D.C., runs around the Capitol Hill complex with, I mean, the most graphic pictures of aborted.
Oh, we have 3 in downtown Raleigh. I call it the Fornicators bus.
Oh, wow.
There's a picture of 2 gay men kissing on the back, and it says something about, you know, if Jesus won't repent your sins, something. And then there's another side of the bus that says God hates divorce and you're going to hell.
My God.
And then on the other side is a giant
Divorce?
picture of an aborted fetus. And there's quite a few of them. And during state convention, they had them running in full force. And I was so humiliated by the fact that someone claiming to be, you know, Republican is out driving these buses, because the people that are in downtown Raleigh just sightseeing and like, oh, let's go to Raleigh this weekend, have no idea. Like, all they know is like there's some Republican convention going on in that building. They don't know what we're actually doing in there. All they see is these, you know, fake representatives of our party driving around these disgusting buses. It's really just gross. I mean, they're doing the same thing that they claim that the other side is doing, which is just, you know, being insulting and disgusting and
Well, they're just proving right all of the people that say that Republicans are just hateful.
Yeah, it's just hypocritical.
Right.
It's
Maybe they're really Democrats parading as Republicans.
That's the first thing I said that's so funny to one of my friends. I was like, that's probably liberals, like just trying to make Republicans look bad. And they're like, oh, no, this bus is around Raleigh every weekend. That's like a real...
It's like people who try to make the SJWs look bad by pretending to be outraged over something, and suddenly like you can't figure out who, like, because people, like, you know, the whole thing of like SJWs get all upset about everything, and you suddenly go like, wait a minute, that's not really them, and like there's a whole
real.
Yeah, there's a whole thing on there's a whole like thread on 4chan where people periodically make fake feminist causes because they're outrageous, and they're like, we're gonna make people believe this is a real feminist cause, and then people are like, oh my God, Obbins, you know what feminists believe today? And I'm like, feminists don't believe that. You're getting fucked by 4chan. Like,
and they probably get Brad Osoba every single time. He gets so mad.
Oh God. I swear. I was. Huh?
Are you friends with Brad Osoba?
I don't know.
Are you, Sarah? He's like this hair trigger guy, and he just gets so mad.
Oh my
and it's
God.
so fun to like poke him with a stick. But at the same time, he's like, you know, really kind of smart. And
did he make the cut for you? Did he make the cut today?
Oh yeah, I kind of like him because I have a soft spot for assholes. I do.
I do too.
Like,
they're entertainment for me, you know,
yeah.
Like, at worst, and, you know, at best, they're just a reason to laugh at my own bad day.
Well, he's a self-proclaimed asshole. He will freely admit that he's an asshole, but he's like he's got a perspective. He's just acerbic, and he's, you know, from New York, and he has a style.
Whoa! What's with the stereotype of from New York? What does that mean?
Oh gosh, Sarah's from New York too. Oops.
Easy on the stereotype.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Sarah, those of us from the Northeast have a particular sort of wit that other people don't understand. So they call us acerbic, but what they really mean is smart.
Yeah.
Oh, you're from New Hampshire, Rollins.
I'm from Boston and New Hampshire, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She gets it.
I understand what she's saying here.
That's pretty good.
The mics is because of the accent again.
That's right, you know. I mean, I've been on the West Coast for 5 years, but, you know, it comes out periodically.
Hey, man.
That was fantastic. I like that.
Though my Boston accent isn't particularly thick, because one, I grew up in New Hampshire, and I grew up with well-educated parents who weren't from New Hampshire. My mother grew up in Europe, so I don't actually, like, I have the accent that I can kind of go into because all my friends speak a particular way, but naturally I'm like, no, I speak well. Thank you.
Non-regional dialect.
Yeah, I've never had the accent either. My dad growing up told me that I should have been like a, weather girl or like a newscaster or something. But my mom sounds like Marissa Tomei.
Cool.
From my cousin Vinny, like, she would not be offended with me saying this because if she has a few too many glasses of wine, you can get her to do the whole bit from my cousin Vinny. For anybody. But everyone at my job, in my office, they just call her Marissa. I've been there for 4 years. I've been working there for 4 years. And probably 2 months ago, I said something along the lines where my mother's first name had to be mentioned. Somebody was like, who is that? And I'm like, that's my mother's name is Kathy. And they're like, well, we never thought about it. We've been calling her Marissa for 4 years. I mean, literally, they'll buzz me. And my dad's name is actually Vinny, and he's Vinny from New York, and he's Italian. His last name is Remini, and
he's the most amazing photographer, and he taught me in 15 minutes without a camera present, like everything I needed to know to sort of catapult my photography.
The most amazing photographer.
Here we go. We know it's coming.
No, let's not talk about Judd.
It's a nice plug.
Sorry, I'm the nicest ex-girlfriend ever, and I'm just gonna say.
Okay, go ahead.
No, and that's all. I just wanted to be like, wait.
I'm a fan of Judd. Judd, if you're ever watching this, we're all fans.
He never has time to watch this shit.
Knows.
No, he doesn't have time.
No, but I'll tell him. I'll be like, we were talking about you, and you want to know what we said.
And then he'll watch it.
Sorts of things.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about, abortion and war and, politics and Rands.
Oh, actually,
and you. And now, here he is. Hi, Judd.
Why, Judd's on?
Yeah, he is now. No. There's an archive, and he'll watch it later. Now that we were talking about it.
Do you know what we haven't talked about though?
What?
And I think that we should cover really quick is the Rand deal.
Yeah.
What?
I actually asked one of my colleagues from Ron Paul's office, the foreign affairs guy. I actually asked him on here, but I didn't get a response. And I'm not offended at all. I'm not. I swear I'm not. But anyway, I was asking him a little. Come on. We're together.
And you have that whole beautiful library set up just for tonight. I mean,
I know.
That's a lot of books.
But yeah, he would have an intelligent, informed opinion on the Iran deal. But I think sort of any easing of sanctions is probably a good thing because why poke a nest of wasps for no reason? And I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I basically agree. I think that Rand came out and said something like the sanctions, or the lifting of the sanctions sort of were not restrictive enough, and that they were still allowing some, some of their nuclear development to continue. But I tend to side with Ron Paul on this and say that this is a step in the right direction. Iran's screwed right now. They have nothing and no one. It's just completely desolate out there. They have no their planes, their entire commercial, air system. They're using planes that are 40, 45 years old. And this will open up trade for Boeing to go and actually develop at least the 400 jets that they need over there, and probably open them up to trade with obviously other countries, and possibly get them to like grow again. I feel like this is like almost like the bullied kid on the playground for so long that has nothing, that once you give them just a little bit, they'll like sort of actually like want to be your friend and want to prove that they're worthy. But they could be very naive of me, but I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to make steps towards peace. I think it would just be so overzealous to jump to conclusions and try to be strengthening or putting more sanctions on them, especially with NATO involved in the UN and everything else. I think it can get real weird. So
what? I mean, if I could draw a parallel to like gun ownership, it's like an observation that was given to me in the Ron Paul office that really rings true is that nuclear powers, we just don't mess with them. It's like the mutually assured destruction thing. We don't mess with them. We're more likely to negotiate. We're more likely to hold talks. We're more likely to trade. It's the non-nuclear powers that we really push around. We kick them in the balls when they're down. So if you look at the balance of power in these negotiations on the world stage, it's like, of course, everyone wants a nuclear weapon, not because they want to use it, but because they want respect. It's the same thing with gun ownership.
They need to protect their own country, too. I mean, when you think about it, and I just watched Ron Paul's stance on this earlier today, so it's really still stuck in my mind, but I can't think of really anything that I disagreed with him on it. It just made so much sense. But it was, he's like, look at Iran. They don't have military bases in any other countries. They don't have a standing military. They don't have, the Air Force and, the Marines and everything else. And he's like, and you look at the U.S. and we've been all over their countries. We're in, I'm sorry, what is it? How many countries? 150 military bases? 150 countries we have military bases in? Is that about right, or am I way off?
146, I think.
Okay, 150. So I'm not very.
No. That's very well.
Yeah, we're talking about the U.S. Making these, negotiations with this basically tiny country that was like, whoa, no. Now Iran is going to bomb Israel, and it's going to lead to World War III and everything else. And everybody's like, hey, like Reagan had done this. Like, Reagan made peace talks. Reagan made, peace treaties with Cuba and everything else.
Yeah.
We've seen this before, so, like, why are we so resistant to it now? Like, you want all the wars to stop, like, bring the troops home, this and that. Why are you trying to go into a battle with Iran? I don't get the neocon sort of point of view on this issue. I don't understand it at all.
Yeah. It's because, in a nutshell, I think I still think the motivation is coming from Iran resents the dominance of the dollar in oil trading, and Iran is a big...
Who doesn't?
Huh?
Who doesn't?
Yeah, Saudi Arabia doesn't. That's who. Because they're our buddies, and we got their back. No matter how much evil they do, it seems like, we don't mind that they don't let women drive cars as long as they are accepting dollars, but we're upset about Afghanistan because, for whatever reason. But Iran, if you look up Kish Island, Kish, the Kish Island oil bourse opened up, and it trades oil in a basket of currencies, not just the dollar. That's a problem. That's been a problem. It threatens dollar dominance, and I seriously think that's the underlying reason why there's so much animosity towards Iran, is because it threatens currency. I think it all comes back to currency. And that's just like the conspiracy theorist in me, but that's the only thing that makes sense.
But the petrodollar is always in America, and no matter what country it is, it's always based in American dollars, is it not?
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the history, if you look at Saddam Hussein, if you like, he was trading oil for euros. That was a problem. he was invading Kuwait. You know, that was annoying. We put him back in his place.
That was annoying.
Yeah, it was annoying. We put him back in his place, settled him down. But once he started trading oil for euros, we nailed his ass. You know, and then Libya, Gaddafi. He was annoying for a while, but then he was starting to make serious rumblings about setting up an African currency backed by gold, and he had a significant amount of gold to do this, and he's an oil-producing country, like, and he's like serious, so he's like a threat. And then look what happened to him.
Yeah, so, we went over there like, oh, Syria needs our help. Syria was actually pretty financially stable. The people were stable before.
Yeah, I seriously think like all of this geopolitical stuff makes so much more sense when you look at it through a currency lens, like currency dominance, the dollar, oil, and when you understand that, I think a lot of people don't understand this. On the world oil markets, whenever you buy oil, it has to be in dollars.
Right. Yeah,
like,
it's in dollars. US dollars, yes.
Yeah, that's established, and any change to that is a big deal, because that means we can't export our inflation anymore. So, I mean, if you look at the petrodollar and Nixon in 1971, and how Nixon stopped the runaway inflation that was happening, by backing the dollar with oil, basically, everything just sort of crystallizes and makes sense. And I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, other than without that understanding, everything just seems like, I don't know what's going on here.
So what happens from here with Iran? What do you see happening?
I think Iran doesn't matter. I think China matters. I think China is about to get special drawing rights from the IMF for the yuan, which makes them another world reserve currency, and that takes the dollar down another notch.
Well, they're the largest currency in the entire world now, are they not? Did they us out a few months ago?
Second largest. The dollar is still number one.
They are the largest GDP in the world.
As of last week, they lost 30% of their stock market wealth in 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
I looked a couple weeks ago, because my company, we have an office here in LA, but we also have an office in China. And,
have you been to China? Have you been?
I haven't. We have an office in Shanghai, and someday I'll visit. But we have our largest contingent of employees. We have 45 employees in China, and then
Their clothes over there. They're so tiny.
I have friends over there right now, and I'm not sure that I was like really psyched on going, and now I'm like not really sure. There was like a rickshaw punching incident and some other things that just.
I'm like so scared of going to China.
They're real scammy. They're real scammy. They are scammy. And
that's
crazy because I get annoyed just like going through New York City and Times Square, like dealing with the hugglers, and I can't imagine like an entire city. It sounds like you're inside of a pinball machine at all times. Everything just lights up and makes noise. It just goes.
Oh my goodness!
I thought that was Tokyo.
No, it does. And everybody trying to haggle you on just about everything from rickshaw rides to bread baskets. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So speaking of Vegas, let's get off of this and go to Vegas, because I promised Avens. Actually, the whole reason she was here, not the whole reason.
I'm here because I love you. I'm here because I love you.
You're here because you love me, and I love you, and because you're smart and you're fun to converse with, and all that has proven true. And well, see, we wanted to talk about Vegas because Avens and I were roommates, and we got into a whole lot of trouble together in Vegas at Freedom Fest, which was last weekend. Mm-hmm. And if you've never been, Sarah, you really, really, really should go. Sarah almost went with me this time, but next year for sure, Sarah is in.
It's so tempting though. If I'm in Vegas, like I want to do the national parks. Like I really don't want to be in a conference center. It will be very hard to pin me down to.
you can breeze in and out. Freedom Fest is awesome because it's like all of the cool kids are there. It's like you go to the exhibitor floor and like you grab a friend and you're like, let's go do something fun, and then you go. Isn't that right?
Like Grand Canyon National and like Zion National, or like just a drive away, and like I would just be like jumping out of my bones. Maybe I need to do like the parks first and then do.
Yeah, dude. Look, what you should do is like take a week vacation and like come in on like Saturday, and then do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at the national parks, and then like Wednesday Freedom Fest starts, and you got like until Sunday. So you should do that. Because I mean, I used to live in Las Vegas, so I mean, I've gone up to the to Zion a couple times, and it's really awesome. But Vegas is just fun in all sorts of ways. It's a jungle out there inside the casinos.
No,
yeah.
Definitely it's on my bucket list for sure.
So Avens is going to be one of my Freedom Fest interviews coming up soon. I have actually brought my podcast, Liberty After Dark, out of hiatus. And I have 2 new episodes, if you haven't checked them out yet. They're on Liberty Me, and they're also on Stitcher. Liberty After Dark. I've done an interview most recently on the biographer of Hugh Hefner, and that was, like, honestly, one of my most favorite interviews yet, except for Avens is coming up, so we'll see. Pressure's on. And then before that, I interviewed, actually my OBGYN was Argentinian, and he lived through the Argentinian currency collapse. So I asked him, in light of, what's happening in Greece, what was that like, and what should they expect, and all of those issues about currency from an Argentinian. So I thought that was really, really fascinating. It was a great interview. So coming up, Avens and I, we're going to make a date, and we're going to talk about all the after hours at Freedom Fest and all the trouble that we got into. Yeah, and maybe even you and I will do like recaps of our best karaoke performances, because there is such a thing as Liberty Karaoke. It's become a tradition.
Rachel, you need to come to ours because we've been having them monthly now here.
What? What is the next one?
The 28th of this month at McDade's, which is on Hillsborough Street.
Okay, I'll be back. I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to go ballroom dancing with Jeffrey Tucker, but I'm going to come back for that.
Nice.
He's a fantastic dancer, and so am I. I used to
just so random.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video of Jeffrey and I dancing at the Yale conference?
No.
Oh, Jeffrey and I were at a Yale conference. It was an after party, and like we're all like, there's a bunch of like mainstream, whatever, like just popular music playing, and all the like the Yale kids in the Yale California convention were partying, and they're dancing and shit. And then Jeffrey goes, "I'm gonna ask for selfie," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "The song Selfie," and I'm like,
what?
Okay. And so
let me take a selfie.
Yeah, so he goes up and he asks them to place, and there's a video.
Avens is frozen. Let it go, let it go.
I lost her. Did you lose her too?
Hold it back.
Yeah, someone took a photo, starts spinning me around, like it's nuts, it's insane. Like I'm spinning around, and then like I literally he did it to me 3 times, but there's only one clip of the actual the selfie song, but we did like 2 other songs. But it was crazy because we were doing the dancing around, and at the end he like hugs me close, and he's like, "I've never spun anyone that fast," and I was like, "Oh my god."
He's going.
I don't think that's in a bad way, but I feel like if they ever remake Beetlejuice, like he would be a really great Beetlejuice.
I spin like a top. I will just tell you this. And we're going to Hotlanta, and my friend is there, and she's a ballroom dance instructor. She's like all certified, and she's going to videotape us dancing, and it's going to be epic, and we're going to post it. So there you go. I am going to ballroom dance with Jeffrey Tucker, and I'm so excited. But the thing I want to say before we go is Avens and I, we didn't just go to karaoke. Oh, no, no, no. And I have to give myself credit as largely an instigator of this, but we went to a strip club.
We did.
Whoa, you just blew my mind. I've been to like 8,000.
No, you haven't been to the best strip club in the fucking country.
It's like the best strip club in the country.
Do you need less Lysol after you leave, or is it just...
Well, that's the thing. Is
they have more glitter? I don't know.
What I love about this particular club
That's
is
like saying the best truck stop bathroom on the East Coast. You know, like.
Well, so
The best leftover meatloaf that Grandma ever made.
It was fantastic.
So here's the thing. Okay, I'll just say this, and this will be
roast beef. Okay.
This will be a precursor to our interview. But so when I lived in Las Vegas, my roommate was a stripper, and as a result, I worked as a VIP host, and so I used to like bring people to strip clubs to see my roommate, and then my second roommate, and then a bunch of my friends because I got to know them. And I have been to almost every strip club in Las Vegas, and I've seen like the behind the scenes and like managers bitching at girls and stuff like that. And,
by behind the scenes, do you mean that the ladies' bathroom was actually the same as the women's changing room? Because I've been in those as well.
I've been in those as well. But no, the thing behind this, I've seen managers yelling at girls where I'm not supposed to be, and I just go like, I'm gonna wander in here and see what's up. But no, I mean like this club is like the kind of club that every bouncer is like a retired UFC fighter, and every girl, there are so many restrictions on these girls. I've talked to them before, and like it's really hard to get hired there. They have to wear at least 6-inch platforms at all times.
Oh my God.
They're not allowed to wear They're not allowed to have glitter or any kind of
they're just born with it.
No, they're not allowed to wear glitter because it gets on things.
Glitter.
Like they don't wear glitter. They don't. Every stripper in that.
I'm sorry, but if a man goes to any strip club in the country, there ain't no way you're coming home without a little bit of glitter on you.
Well, that's the thing. I used to talk to the girls because I wondered, because some of them don't wear like some strippers smell really good, and other strippers just like they don't have a scent. They're wearing like a vino with oatmeal, whatever. And I asked the ones that don't wear anything, and they're like, oh, it's because they have to go home to their wives after, and we want to make sure they don't smell like girls. And I'm like, wow, that's clever.
That's going the extra mile. And like, yeah, I packed you a sandwich for the ride home. Your wife can't do that for you right now.
Oh man. But no, I love that. I love that particular club, and we had a blast.
Well, I went strictly as an anthropologist. I went to learn these cultural things.
Wait, rewind. You've never been to a strip club before?
It's been like 15 years probably.
Okay.
And it was like a Raleigh one. I think it was like the Dollhouse or something.
Oh, gross.
It was pretty good. What, do you know a better one? The Gentleman?
I've never been to other strip clubs.
Really gross. The ones here are gross, and then you've got to counter with, like, if you go to, like, major cities like New York, I've been to Scores. It's the only place in the world that I've ever paid. It was almost $15 with tax for a Corona.
I'm from
and the girls' dressing room was in the ladies' bathroom there.
Oh, God.
I was like, I just paid $15 for a damn Corona. Like, can you get these girls a room? Like, are you joking me? Like, I could put like a pop-up tent in here and give them a better like area than like, oh, I'm sorry. Like,
Sarah has a lot to say about strip clubs.
I've been to many.
So, dude, Vegas is so expensive too. Like, I mean, a vodka Red Bull at that particular strip club is $18. That's how much it costs.
There you go.
But the limo ride? Free.
The limo ride was free. See, I get you the hookup. I got us a free limo for 12 people to the best strip club in the fucking country. That's what I gotta say.
That was pretty awesome.
You know,
but, I mean, because I had Ovens to be my cultural guide, I did not get thrown out of the Spearmint Rhino, and that's so exciting. But on the other hand, that would have been such a great story.
It would have been, but they probably would have kicked us out too, because they tend to do this thing where they kick out the people affiliated with the people, because you're supposed to keep your friends in check.
I just want to go. Like, can you take me to the places where like Fear and Loathing was? Like,
I can do that.
That's where I want to go. That's it.
I can hook you up.
Next Freedom Fest.
I'm a Las Vegas. I've been a Las Vegas tour guide. I can totally do that. And when I say Las Vegas tour guide, I mean not one of the official tour guides. I mean I was paid a certain amount of money for the weekend to make sure.
No, I want like an unofficial tour guide.
Yeah.
Like, if you bang on this door, this guy named Mick will let us in. You know. Like,
yeah. No. I was the one who was like, all right, so we've got the on the strip stuff, we've got the off the strip stuff, we've got the okay. Are we looking for drugs for this experience? We can make this happen. It's like I was that girl. I have always been that girl.
Rachel doesn't do drugs. Hence
Rachel does not do drugs.
Over the face
I don't do anything illegal out
loud. Can testify. Rachel's quite boring.
You're just quite sober. That was all. Like.
Yeah, sober.
Oh, I do have a question. Avens, have you ever done ayahuasca?
I haven't. I was gonna do it a couple years ago and I didn't. And then Jeff Berwick just did it apparently. Huh?
Done what?
Ayahuasca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of on my bucket list, and people tell me that I'm nuts, but there's a couple places in Southern California, or not, maybe I just heard that from somewhere, but that you can go out there and do it. But it's like life changing, so sounds very appealing.
No, so a bunch of my friends have done it. I have not gotten around to it. When I was 19, and this will be a fun little, like, closer of, like, Avens and the weird experience I grew up with, because I'm a crazy second-generation libertarian whose parents are also hippies. My dad called me when I was... my dad called me when I was 19, and like, I got off picked up the phone. My dad goes, "Hey, I just got back from Peru." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Did you have a good time?" And he goes, "Have you ever done ayahuasca?"
What?
And I was like, "No, Dad." I was like, "Dad, I'm 19. Like, I haven't done that yet. Like, I've done a lot of things, but I haven't done that." And he's like, "You should definitely try ayahuasca. It's a beautiful experience." And I'm like, "Okay, Dad. I'll keep that in mind."
Yeah, that would never happen to my dad.
Oh my God, my dad's welcome to the family gift for every boyfriend. He's done this. He did this to Judd. He's like, hey, you love my daughter. You guys are. You seems good. Hey, here's a present for you, and it's always a sandwich bag filled with psychedelic mushrooms. Always. Like, and so it was funny because I told
my
Judd
dad too. Obviously, that's normal. That's American tradition. Happens. Jeez, I mean, it's just like Thanksgiving. I mean, come on.
Oh, dude, Thanksgiving, we did pot brownies and we hung out with Judd's mom.
We kind of do those on Thanksgiving though too. So
oh yeah, pot brownies are kind of normal, but copious amounts of shrooms. Like, yeah, I told Judd, Judd and I were dating, and I was like, so my dad has this thing. If he likes you, he's gonna give you shrooms. And he was like, how many boyfriends of yours has he given shrooms to? I was like, 3. so Judd gets the bag of shrooms, and I'm like, but he gave you a bag of shrooms and he gave you shroom chocolates. He likes you.
Wow.
But he did it to my brother's wife too when they got married.
Your parents are so libertarian.
My parents are so crazy.
I like it. I would like to apply to possibly be Avin's next boyfriend, just in case.
I hear she's got her contract's coming up in a few months.
What?
Never mind. Okay. All right. So, on that note, maybe we'll close this out because we are half an hour.
We're off the beaten path, for real tonight. But I like it. It was good.
It was adventurous.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you. She needs to come on again.
I think she should be a regular. We would be honored to have you as a regular. So.
Sounds good. Hey, I just remembered that before this conversation, I was trying to find the video of me dancing with Jeffrey Tucker.
Yeah, let's post it in the chat room. That would be awesome. Because the chat room, I think, stays open. Oh my gosh, you posted it. Fantastic.
Yes. My God, we should do a share screen and watch it. It's so awesome. It's 125 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's cool. You can all watch it at your own.
I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna get a better video. That's gonna be my goal, to get a better video in Atlanta.
Yeah, I challenge you.
We'll see. Yes, it's a competition. I like competition. Okay, I'll lose. I don't mind losing. Okay, so good night, everybody. Thank you, Avens O'Brien. Thank you, Sarah Remini. And we'll do it again in 2 weeks.
Hey, do I get a brief little plug of my stuff in case?
Yes, God.
Please.
Awesome. So you can find all of my stuff on avensobrien.com. It's AVENS O'Brien.com.
And twice.
Or Taste It Twice. So I also have a website called tasteitTwice.com, which is where I keep my personal essays. But all my
What does that mean?
It's from a quote that says, we write to taste life twice, once in the experiencing of it and second in the retelling.
I thought it was something about vomiting. I didn't.
It's her.
That's much better.
It's my bulimia. It's my bulimia solidarity.
Journeys and experiences.
That's right. No, it's my bulimia
Right, right, right.
solidarity. Oh my God, I can't word. So no, but I write for the Libertarian Republic at least once a week. I try to do so more often if I can. So I write clickbaity articles that often have a lot of substance in them, but you literally go, oh my God, what the fuck did she just write? Because there's always a ridiculous headline, and then you read it, and I tend to have some pretty good substance in there. I tend to have some of the best sourced articles and some thoughtful ideas, I like to think. So that's all. Check me out. Friend me on Facebook because I love that because I'm an attention whore.
She totally is.
All true. All true.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Thank you,
All
Rachel.
right, ladies. I'll see
Me.
you on
Thank you,
Facebook
Sarah.
tomorrow.
See you in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, yeah, oh my God, you nerds. Yeah, I know. I know.
I can't see this chat room.
Okay. What you need to do, Avens, to see the chat room, and I think it's important that you do, is you go to, I'm going to put, let's see, we have a chat here.
Oh, Q&A, Hangout Toolbox, Control Room. I
You-
see like...
Do you see our chat room here in the behind the scenes?
Yes.
I just posted a link to the liberty.me page. And if you go there, then you can see our chat room. You can see people that are watching us and making snide remarks.
Oh,
So
I have to log into this thing.
We see you. We're reading it.
Oh, there we go. I see it. I'm logging in now. I forgot my password because I never log into liberty.me.
Is it
I'm
the
sorry,
same
Jeffrey.
link? Is it the
Sorry,
same link
Jeffrey.
as what is it the Google Hangouts one?
No, it's going to be on liberty.me.
Oh.
And that's where our chat people are, the people that are watching us live.
Ah, I can apparently see this chat even if I'm not logged in. Oh, this is really... We see that we're... Okay, this is... Sorry. I'm so overwhelmed by the technology. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. They're asking, Daniel, they're asking, where is Rachel and her ragtag band of drunk scallywags? So I think they don't see us. Do you see us in the chat?
I can...
I'm thinking...
hold on. It's connecting. I feel like my internet is being stupid slow right now.
Okay.
Are we not on?
We're supposed to be. We're supposed to be. I'm going to need your help if I'm going to do
I'm logging
magic.
in right now. I'm logging in for my other thing.
Yeah, how do I do this so that I can like see us and the chat at the same time? Do I just log into...
Yeah, just pop it into a different window. That's what I do. And then I have the chat kind of off to one side, and then that's what I do. Here we go. Live. Politics After Dark. I am your host, Rachel Mills, and this is my lovely co-host, Avens O'Brien.
Ooh, I'm a co-host.
Lovely, one and only. Yeah, you're my co-host because Sarah is MIA. She'll be along shortly, I'm sure. But yeah, Sarah Remini is a regular on the show, and she's here in Raleigh, and she's a good friend. What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade because it was in the fridge and I wanted it. I could have picked so many better things to drink, and no, and I wanted a Mike's Hard Lemonade because apparently I'm a freshman in college. And this is really what I drink with my friends. Yeah. I'm getting wasted.
You could have picked red wine out of a Rand Paul
Very nice.
wine glass. Official.
I have like whiskey. So I basically have whiskey or I have this. And I didn't want whiskey because it's warm and it's warm outside and I wasn't in the mood for that. So I was like, what's ice cold now? Mike's Hard Lemonade.
And I'm still trying to work with my lighting here. I don't know why I'm so washed out. See, that doesn't help. I don't know what to do. I'm fading. It's 10 o'clock. I don't feel that tired, but obviously I'm fading.
I wish I had a suggestion for you. I really do.
Yeah, I want to go into Photoshop and like do, contrast,
Yeah,
darken, I don't know.
it's really strange. It's
My,
like, I don't know. I think you need to clean your webcam. What did you get on
I
your
did.
webcam before? What
I
did you
did
get
run
on your?
my finger.
Oh, that makes it
Oh,
better.
look at that. It's glare. Oh,
Take a post-it note and stick it
yeah,
like behind,
I'm
and then
probably, I'm totally gonna do that.
technical difficulties with Rachel and Ovens.
Oh
Is
yeah.
it politics after dark or
I think it looks great. But Ovens' library is actually real, and it's very cool.
it's true.
Where did you go?
True.
Where did you go, Ovens?
I can't see anything moving.
There you are. You were in the dark. Look at those bookcases. Aren't those kick-ass?
Yeah.
It's like all diagonal and stuff.
Yep, they get crazy up in here with the diagonal bookcases and then the regular ones.
All right, so I have discovered, quite accidentally, that the less I plan these shows, the better they go. So that's the philosophy going on here.
I didn't plan anything, so I'm just like, cool.
Yeah, good. I have some potential articles to discuss. I have an article on food stamps and how many Americans are on food stamps, which is, I think the math works out to like 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 Americans. It's like really amazing and depressing and a testament to like how bad the economy, our recovery really is. I have another article about it's that quiz that's going around called I Stand With, and you take a questionnaire and it's pretty detailed and I think it's pretty fair and it matches you up with a presidential candidate. That's been going around, so I've got that to talk about. And then I've got Ovens here, who I just spent a weekend in Vegas with, so we could talk about Freedom Fest and all the political goings on there.
Oh, political, is that what it?
Oh yeah, it was very political and anthropological.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It was very politically correct too.
Yes, but perhaps most significantly, I wanted to do a round of Mad Libs with the Jeffrey Tucker article, and I've worked that up. And if we've got anybody in the chat room, I'm going to need some help with Mad Libs. Do we have anybody? Oh, yes, we do have life. There is life in the chat room. Yeah. So.
I see.
What do we got going on? Yes, all good, Rachel. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Joshua Kiefer, for keeping up.
I wish there was a way to make this Liberty chat like just a little pop-up window instead of the freaking. Okay.
I know,
It's
good.
right.
But
It's okay.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do: executive host decision. I'm gonna ask for my list of sentence parts so that I can fill in the blanks here on my Jeffrey Tucker Mad Libs. And then while I'm getting that ready, you guys are just going to talk about interesting stuff. You guys haven't met, have you? Sarah
we may have met at LPAC a couple years ago, or Students for Liberty International Conference in D.C. a couple years ago. I feel like we met in person at one point.
I can't see or hear anything.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Oh, she's out again.
She froze.
The internet hates me. The internet hates me.
She's frozen. Let it go, let it go.
All right, can somebody show me how to do this chat room thingy? So I'm on liberty.me and I see our video, and then what do you go to?
Well, there should be a window right next to us.
Uh-huh.
With liberty.me chat. You're not seeing that? It's important.
Oh, I'm going to end up logging out of this and coming back in because it's being stupid.
I see it.
Okay.
Oh, this is great. Okay.
All right. So here we go. Chat room. Chat room. I need a noun. Give me a noun.
I'm not good. I don't think I really ever played Mad Libs as a kid.
I loved this game. I would like cry. I would laugh so hard. I need a noun. This we're gonna do a Jeffrey Tucker article, Mad Lib style. So what I've done is I've blanked out select words.
Liberty After Dark, or
Huh?
I was expecting it to be called Liberty After Dark, but you know, what do I know?
Yeah. I have two different things. I have Liberty After Dark and I have Politics After Dark. And the live web. See, there's Sarah.
Hey, sorry, wait. I had technical issues.
I'm having my own technical issues.
You've had plenty of those this evening.
Technically, it was that I couldn't find my headphones. Does that still count?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody's had technical issues, and that's just a testament to how professional the show really is. Let's see if
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That worked. That worked really good, actually. There's some glare coming to my webcam, and it's like making me look really washed out. So I just taped a piece of paper.
Rand has those on his website, you know, those little webcam covers.
That actually works pretty well. Okay, so yeah, speaking of Rand, I am drinking red wine out of an official, bought from Rand's website, wine glass. Aren't you jealous?
A little bit, except for that I'm drinking Redvolution, and I also have a Revolution tattoo. So I think that I'm pretty good with it.
You know, I have two of these, Sarah, and you're just down the street.
You just need an S on the other side of that glass, and it's all me.
I'm hanging out with classy ladies, I see.
Always.
Only Rachel. This actually comes from a box, even though it sounds cool.
Oh.
Wait. Sarah hasn't seen what I'm drinking. Sarah, I'm drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade because it was the only thing cold in my fridge.
Love it.
I'm a classy lady.
Sarah, do you like my my library?
Yeah, I see that you're in the library. I'm glad you guys finally got the renovation finished, and it's just as beautiful as I had imagined it.
Sarah knows all about this. This is a backdrop.
It's really cool.